is specific for tournaments. This one is better for ring games. So you can also you can use this website for different things. One of them is to learn from the best. If I, for example, click Nanonoko, which is one of the best grinders in the world, one of the best multi-tablers, I will have access to a lot of information. The first thing I will see is if he's making money or losing money. He's making a lot of money. Then I can see which stakes he plays and on which stakes does he make money and which stakes does he lose money. The next thing I try to know about the player is on analysis. This will give you very important information. Basically, it will tell you if he's a tight player or a loose player, which means if he plays a lot of hands or just the best hands, and it will compare him to the population. So the average of the population is more tight than an Onoko. This means that he plays some sorry guys. This means he plays some hands that are not so strong. Maybe because he knows his opponents and he knows when he can represent more than what he has. Then you can also know about his aggression. He's a very aggressive player. So this means that every time he comes on game, he will raise you a lot. So he'll probably make, every time he makes a pre-flop raise, he will probably make a continuation bet on the flop, and maybe we'll keep raising on the turn. And you also have the showdown. How many times does he go to the showdown? This is a very important information, by the way. This tells you with which frequency a player goes till the last card, till there's nothing else you can do. If he goes all in a lot, or if he calls a lot of your bets till the last card. So a player that has a lot of showdown frequency will tend to be a losing player. The lowest this is, the better the player is supposed to be. Because if a player goes to the showdown every time possible, like if it would be very high, it would tell me that he is probably a bluffer, or that he goes all in a lot, or that even if I raise him, he just calls with the weak hands. He doesn't play with only the very good hands. You can also check the hands. This is a very cool website, by the way, guys. You can see which cards Nanonoko made most money and lost most money. You have this table here. Like he made most of his money with ace-ace and king-king, some queen-queen, and he lost most of his money with these cards here. And one of the coolest things you might find here is the play button for the hands he plays. If you click the play button, you can actually see how he plays his ace-ace against 7-7. I will just speed it up. How cool is that, guys? My god, it's super cool. Look, you lost on the last card. Oh well. Cool. So a very pro tip I will give you guys. Like I'm teaching you how to play poker without needing to invest any money. And how to be a winning player, and how to know information about your opponent without external software, with only free websites. Also, if you check the comments, it will give you a lot of information of your opponent. A lot of times there are players that rage because they lose against a certain player, and they come on their poker table ratings page and they just flame there, and they tell all the bad stuff about that guy. Imagine that someone loses ace-ace against, I don't know, 2-7 against a certain guy that you are inspecting. You will come on the comments and you will say, oh my god, this guy called my aces with 2-7 and he beat me. So very often you will find good information on the comments. of a certain player on poker table ratings. So a very pro tip I want to give you guys is you can only make 10 searches per day. So every time you use this, make sure it's for a good reason. Like if an opponent goes all in and you are not sure if he's a winning player or a losing player, if you're not sure if he's a bluffer or not, just come here, check for information, and this is a very pro tip, because you only have 10 searches per day, every time you make a search, remember to come here and make a note. Imagine that I will find information, for example, about Teto Justo. I'll just go here, I write his name, did I write it correctly? Maybe he's a new player, so he's not on the database yet. I will just go and check about this guy, Pastelero 2. Here. So it tells me he plays on PokerStars, he's online, cool. So the first thing I see is he's losing a lot of money. So I go on my PokerStars, I write a note for him saying he is losing too much money on PTR is the short for poker table ratings. Then I go on analysis. And I will see here if he's a tight player or a loose player. He's a very, very loose player. He is a very loose player. Plays a lot of shit hands. Then I will check about his aggression. He is a very passive player. He is a very passive player. Calls a lot with bad hands. Then I will see the showdown. He goes to showdown really a lot. So he goes to showdown a lot. This means, all in all, this means he plays with bad hands, he calls a lot. Even if you raise him, he will probably call till the last card. So I think I couldn't get a better example for you guys. This is one of the worst players I've ever seen. I really wonder if he will watch my video, but if he does, it will be just too funny. Right. You can also check, if you want, the kind of hands he plays. You can see the hands he won the most money, and the hands he lost the most money. Maybe you can also write notes about it. Like, he bets a lot of money on shit hands, as you see. Well, not shit hands, but very weak hands, to put it like that. You can check the rest as well, but this is enough for me. He has no comments. It's a pity, because sometimes in the comments you can see extra information that other players give. Right, so imagine that this guy would go all in against you. I would say he probably has the maximum of, I don't know, I'm just trying to imagine a situation, but I would say he probably has 2 pair and he goes all in. Like me, for example, I would never go all in with 2 pair. Just unbelievable for me to go all in with 2 pair. But this guy would go for sure. And if you would go all in, and if I would see that there's no big danger, there's no danger of a straight, no danger of a flush, I would just, and if I have 2 pair or a trio, I will just call this guy, no problem. There you go. That's a very easy way to use poker table ratings and to know information about your opponents. Now, just to finish the information about this guy, I will go on Poker Pro Labs and see if he makes money on tournaments. Because this might be the reason why he is losing so much money. He's losing $1,000. Cannot find him. So this guy doesn't play tournaments, or doesn't play many tournaments. He's losing $1,000. Because very often when this happens, when you see a player like that is losing a lot of money, you will go on this website and it will tell you that he's making a lot of money from tournaments. There are a lot of players like that, but this one is just losing money for no reason. Cool stuff. So, the last program I'm going to introduce you guys to is PokerStuff. You can download it for free on pokerstuff.com. So, for those times that you guys are not sure if you played well your hand, if you had the odds on your side or not, you can just come on this software here. You can insert your hand, your opponent hand, and check the odds. You can check the odds pre-flop. Then you can insert a flop here on board. You can go here and maybe select something like this. You can check your odds again to see if you imagine that you bet on the flop, but you're not sure if you did well. It tells you did well. Then maybe you imagine that you go all in on the flop and you lose this hand. You will know that that money you lost was well lost. You couldn't do anything about it. You played well, but the guy was lucky. Imagine that he gets another queen or whatever. You know that you played well, and you should do the same again, because every time you are favorites and you go all in, even if you lose that hand, you played well. And if you keep repeating, if the same situation appears again, or a similar situation appears again, and you repeat the all-ins, you'll make money in the long run. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed my starting tutorial video. Let me know from you guys if you like it, if you have questions, if you have suggestions maybe for my next video. You know where to find me. I'm on the Athenelive.com/forum. If you go here, click forum, just scroll down, you'll find my name, Kaz. You can ask your questions here, or if you want to, you can go on Friendly Poker on the forum, ask your questions here. If I don't reply, maybe someone else will reply. I will also try my best to reply everything I see there. You can also go on my Facebook if you want. So this is my Facebook. You can also go on my Twitter. And I think my Twitter is @CazLive. Let me just... yeah. @CazLive. Just ask anywhere you want, maybe on my YouTube channel, I don't know. Feel free. Questions, suggestions, or anything you want to talk with me, just let me know. So, till the next tutorial, peace!